Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. So excited to be here with you guys today. Hang on just a second. Let me get all of this situated here. All right, we are actually streaming from a couple other platforms today, so it's exciting. We're hoping to have more guests on here, more reach. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Happy Monday, right? We're still Monday, yeah. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing wonderful today. I know I'm happy to be here with you guys. Um, so, as always, we will begin. What's happening with my hair? As always, we will begin with our affirmation meditation. Hello, David. How are you, my friend? So good to see you again. Thanks for being here, Sherry. Sherry, you joined us. Everybody, wish Sherry happy birthday. Today's her birthday. You knew I was going to call you out on that, Sherry. Today is my dear friend Sherry's birthday. So everybody just take a moment and show Sherry some love. It is not just that. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited that I'm able to stream now through not just my page, but through Psychic Fixes. Yes, yes. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. I know from my usual followers, usually I make a list and I do the readings through a list. But I'm going to just kind of do some random readings this week and see how that goes. We'll begin with our affirmation meditation and then we'll get into our readings and all of that. Oh, disclaimer. So before we begin, the information that is provided on this show today is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to treat or diagnose any medical or mental health conditions, all of the things, all of that. So there, you've been warned. You've been warned. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get yourself settled in for today's affirmation meditation. You know what to do. Get yourself nice and calm, settled in. Good. Go ahead now and lower the shoulders. And just allow your jawline to drop and release a little bit. Legally, I'm not allowed to diagnose you, Sherry. Stop it. You're going to get me in trouble. I self-diagnose all the time. It's bad. It's bad when you've been in the medical field for 20 years and you're like, I know what that is. All right. We're getting ourselves nice and settled in. Go ahead, just give yourself permission. Check in with your body now. And just notice where in your body you're holding an emotion that needs to be honored and released. Maybe honored and embraced. And just give yourself permission to feel, man. Just have yourself a nice, feel-good moment. Elizabeth's laughing. She knows. She knows. Another healthcare worker in the house. Okay. All right, let's see what the universe has in store for us today. So today's affirmation is, I love this. I am magical. I am magical. Yes, yes, yes. I want you to embrace your magic. Let's go right hand over heart, left hand over right tummy, and just embrace this beautiful, magical feeling. I am magical. Feel that nice and loud out to the universe. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Big exhale out. Another breath in, breathing in nice and deep. So are you, my friend. Good. Big exhale out. I am magical. Nice and loud. Say that nice and loud. Good. Breathing that in nice and deep. And just giving yourself permission just to be magical for this moment. Good. Big exhale out. One last time. I am magical. Breathing that in. Good. And a nice exhale out. Yes, positive vibes, my friend. Positive vibes. Guys, don't forget you can get your own affirmation deck on my website. This is my lovely 50 card affirmation deck that I created. It can be yours. It can be yours today. But no, you can get it on my website. I also have a children's affirmation deck for ages 2 to around 6 years old that I will be publishing within the next week or so. So be on the lookout for that because kids need affirmations too. And actually, this affirmation deck for kids is based off of the affirmations that I used to do with my own children in school. So, hey, Carlos, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing the show, my friend. Thank you for sharing the show, my friend. I did that right. All right, I didn't mess that up. Okay, so today we're gonna just do random kind of readings because I know we've been getting some new folks on the show, so I want to make sure that I am getting people, some of the new folks that come in. Also, if you do a $5.55 donation to my PayPal, then that guarantees you a reading. So there's that. Hey, Miss Kate. Miss Kate, was that you that followed me on TikTok earlier today? Guys, you can also follow me on TikTok at Coach Dana. So feel free to follow me there. And on Instagram, also at Coach Dana. I have affirmation videos on there as well. Yeah, that was you. Okay. So I always check out the accounts that follow me to make sure that they're not like weird, creepy accounts. Because I've been getting a lot of weird, creepy accounts. I don't know why I'm getting these weird, creepy accounts, but I'm like, okay. But I saw that name and I was like, I think that's Miss Kate, so I wanted to make sure. Like, block all the weird creepers. All right, guys. So, anybody want to share what their moment of gratitude? Trolls, yeah. Anybody want to share what their moment of gratitude is for this week? What do you have to be grateful for? Let's start our session with some gratitude. I am grateful to be here with you guys. I love Monday nights. Like Monday nights, like we have more people on, we have more interactions. So Mondays are fun, man. I have a nice, busy, productive week coming up. So that's exciting. Today's my sister's birthday. Sherry, you and my sister share a birthday. So that's exciting. I'm grateful for that. My kids are doing well. That's exciting. My pups are good. I have a lot to be grateful for. I have a lot. All right. Who would like to begin with a reading? Anyone? So grateful for you too. And I'm grateful for Publix honey ginseng green tea. I don't sway too much from coffee and water, mostly just water. I have my 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning and then water for the rest of the day. But that Publix green tea ginseng honey thing is delicious. Hi. Yes, yes. Aw, hi, so sweet. Thank you. Team. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whew, okay. So we are using the Keepers of the Light deck for you, my friend. And as after I pulled that first card, I started getting the message. I kept hearing the word trust surrounding you. Your first card is ancestor spirit. Connect with your lineage. Family wound or pattern can be healed now. Your second is Diana, focused intention. Oh, I should read that. Think about what you desire, set your sight high, expect the best possible outcome. Your third is Lady Nada, heart awakening, awaken to accept and divine love, give and receive in balance. And like I said, after that first card, I kept hearing the word trust, and what's coming for me right now is not. It's more trusting in the healing. It's trusting the process and the pain. I'm sorry to say. It's trusting that everything is going to work out exactly the way it's supposed to. But I also want you to really connect with the hi ladies of Shakita and Rosina Shakti. I probably said that wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names. Everybody should know that. Sorry, I'm so sorry. And connecting it, and then really, so some of that family ancestor healing that needs to get done. Where are these cycles that are needing to be broken for you, right? Why? What part of it can you start to heal with? What part of it can you start focusing your attention on so that way you can finally break those cycles? Because it's important for us to know that once we come into this lifetime in the spirit, as we go into each lifetime, there's certain things that we can heal, right? There's certain patterns and cycles that we can heal. And in this lifetime, and you're not the only one. There's a lot of us that are going through this, generational healing some of these generational traumas. But the word, like I said, that kept coming up for you was trust, and trusting that was all for something, right? It was for the experiences, it was for the lessons, it was for the love, it was for you to gain compassion for yourself and with yourself and learning how to work with yourself. Because one of the things that we do know, so anybody that has been following me for as long as we have, we know that things happen for us, right? Especially if we study spirituality, everything that's happening for us, even the trauma that happens for us, why did these things happen, and allowing some of those things to be trusted. Hi, Miss Helen. So I really want you to trust in everything that has been, is now, and will be, and that is going to be your focused word through this process. That focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. As you're going through the healing, as you're going through the process, I really do want you to focus your attention on the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. So pay attention to your words as you're talking to yourself, when you're doing your manifesting, when you're setting your intentions, making sure that you are using the verbiage and speaking in ways that for things that you want. Not, I don't want this. So if you have to switch that sentence around, how would you do that? Okay, so paying attention to that. Awaken and accept divine love, give and receive in balance. That's part of the healing, right? Healing isn't just giving. Healing isn't just taking. It's learning how to balance. And I will tell you this from personal experience also, I had a really hard time accepting help. I didn't know how to accept help. That was a trauma response, right? So when you are so, hyper independent that I can do it, I got it, everything is fine. Can you manifest quickly? You can manifest as quickly or slowly as you give yourself permission to do. So what do I mean by that? That means that depending upon the energy that you put out, remember, like attracts like, law of attraction, whatever it is you put out, you're going to receive. Now, if you have blocks in there, if you self-sabotage, if any of those things happen, then you may eventually get it, but it's not going to happen in the quick turnaround time as if you were in flow, if that makes sense. So I really want you to focus on setting your intentions in a healthy, and to have healthy boundaries. Remember that there is divine love around you, protecting you, loving you, and also trusting everything that is happening with you, for you, because this is the time for you to start moving past that is your reading for this evening. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Trying to get this stage. David, I would absolutely be happy to help you with that. There is actually something that I can show you how to do. Unfortunately, my friend, we're not going to have the time to do that here. You can reach out to me separately, and I would be more than happy to walk you through that process. That is something that I do for my clients. So, all righty. Who is next? You're so welcome, Kai. I'm glad that all right. So, Elizabeth, are you still here with me, my dear? I got you. Just reach out to me. You can follow me on Facebook, SNH Coaching, and you can DM me, and I'm happy to help you through that. I'll give you some things that you can do yourself, so you can figure out, what you have going on around you. For me to tap into that right now, obviously here on this public platform, with 40 minutes left or whatever. You're welcome, my dear. Okay. Elizabeth, you have the Archangel deck, my friend. I'm getting a lot of love and like a lot of protection. Like I keep hearing, I love you. Thank you. Okay, your first card, Elizabeth, is cut the cord. Your second is Sacred Plan. And your third is Take a Step Back. Cut the cord many times can be relational. So with relationships, this is, I keep hearing specifically with pain. The pain that you are holding on to isn't yours to hold on to forever. The pain that we experience is meant to be experienced, right? So the same thing I was telling Kai, the pain that we feel, everything that happens to us is meant to guide us, to help us, for us to grow, but it is not meant for us to suffer, if that makes sense. And so the pain, the things that are holding you back, the thoughts, the sadness, the feeling of overwhelming, sometimes depression, all of those things that come through for us isn't going to help you to live the extraordinary life that you were meant to live. You are not meant to be here and be mediocre. None of us here on this call were, right? You are not meant to be here and just exist on this little 9 to 5, go home, cook, do the thing, do the other thing, put the kids to bed, wake up in the next morning, rinse and repeat. We have so much more that we are meant for. And the only way for you to step into that part is to release. You have to release to rise. I'm going to say that again. You have to release to rise. And I want everybody here to remember that and say that. I have to release to rise. I get to release to rise. Release to rise. That is a part of our growth. It's okay for you to have the experience. It's okay for you to be sad. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to be angry. All of those things. Absolutely feel every single one of those emotions, and then use it as your fuel. That sacred plan is exactly what I was talking about, right? That sacred plan is you have so much more. There's so much more that's in store for you. And it's like they're like, here, we have all of these things. We have these blessings, we have this new life, we have love, we have abundance, we have all of this wonderful things. Just come and get it. And you're like, no, I have this here, and I know this here. But this sacred plan is, and I'm also getting gifts. So, and I'm not talking about like material gifts. I'm talking about spiritual gifts. So if you haven't gotten into tapping into some of your spiritual gifts, and that could be like clairvoyance, clairaudience, any of those things. If you haven't started working with that yet, and it hasn't started kicking in, that start expecting that once you start cutting these cords, because it's like it's right there. Like I'm ready. Like put me in. You know what I mean? And that take a step back is really asking you to evaluate like, everything that's happening around you, what it is that you need to release, so then that way you can pay attention, keep what's good, filter out the stuff that doesn't need to be there anymore. But most importantly, my dear, give yourself permission to. Yeah, give yourself permission to. Because the only way that anything is going to happen is if you allow it to happen and you commit to these things. Because otherwise, it sounds all great in theory, right? I mean, everything is free will. So, what is it that you want? When you start analyzing what it is you want, but more importantly, why you want it. So, if I want this, well, why is it that you want it? Well, I want it because, okay, just keep asking yourself why until you get down to your core need. And your core need is uh, uh, safety, security, well-being, peace of mind, being creative, uh, interdependence, community, family, love, all of those things. And then when you get there, I want you to start defining. Because as I tell you guys all the time, it's important for you to define the things that are important to you, those emotions, those needs. Start defining them. Because if you find yourself defining them and they're based off of trauma, then you're going to continue running on through those cycles and keep repeating. But once you start healing and giving yourself permission to be in a healthier mindset and work through a healthier spiritually, right, healthier set, then everything starts changing for you, my dear. And that is your reading for tonight. Thank you. Intrigued by that, she says. Miss Sherry, are you still here? You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing the page, subscribing, doing all the things. I'm so bad at this. You guys know what to do. Follow, like, share. I don't know, all the things. I'm just here. Yes, you did. I suspect that's where the I love you is coming from. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry. I get lost in people. I know. I know it is. And you are welcome to always reach out to me if you would like. I'm happy to just be an ear. I love you, Miss Elizabeth. Thank you for being here, my friend. Melanie, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Okay, Miss Sherry, your first card from the Witches deck is, I love you, Miss Elizabeth. Your first card is Inspire. Your second card is Earth. It's hard to see. I'm trying to, hang on, let me do something here. Maybe that'll help with, does that help with the glare? A little bit, not so much. Yeah. My second screen was very, very bright. Your third card is Adventure. Now that Inspire card, it sometimes it has, a lot of meanings as far as, inspiring others, all of that. But this particularly is very self-motivating. Continue to pay attention to yourself, inspiring yourself literally on a daily basis. It is a commitment and it is work. So the same way that we commit to the same way that we commit to our feelings of pain and sadness and sorrow and all those things. It's good for us to really connect to that. But here's that Earth card, which is grounding and kind of like giving yourself the space. And I really want you to focus on being so present when you are out. Even if it's just sitting outside drinking your coffee, I want you to be as present as you can and involve all of your senses. So involve, what are you seeing and the vibrant colors, right? The feeling that each one of those colors gives you. What are you hearing? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? Right? What are you feeling when you're touching something outside or you just put your hand on some grass or some sand or something? Really connect with it in a way that you feel that you are part of it. And that's going to really to help you to ground. And I want to thank you. This adventure card, two things, but the last thing that was coming through was traveling towards the end of the year, but it's really encouraging you to just have fun. Just have fun and give yourself permission just to have fun. I feel like, usually, guys, there's always a theme that we end up having. Like, I think giving yourself permission is tonight's theme. Giving yourself permission just to have fun and smile and laugh more than you cry. Feel the warmness and the goodness more than the pain, and continue to inspire yourself each day because, we can't depend on someone else to inspire us. It's not anybody else's job, right? It's our job to work on our mental health and our physical health and our emotional health, and our spiritual health, and all of the things. But when you give yourself that, it becomes easier. Right? Repetition is the mother of skill. You have to continue to repeat in order to get the skill. We are so good at going into our default mode with things in our life that are you going on a cruise? Very good. We are so good at keeping those things as our default that it's we can have another default, but just recognizing that. Yeah, that trip is, I guess that's what was coming up. Like I was saying towards the to lovely. I want you to have the best time ever. You deserve that, my dear. I'm so happy for you. I want you to have fun and to just create lovely memories, take lots and lots of pictures, be very, very present, give yourself all that time, give yourself all that energy. Do I want to go? I actually do want to go. Do not tempt me because I love a cruise. might have to talk separately about that. But this trip is going to be really good. And I really want you to have so much fun on this trip and just laugh and relax because you need that time. And that's really one of the things that they're wanting for you is just to, release and let go and have a good time. Well, I'm really happy that you're going on that trip. That was wonderful. Thank you for being here. You are going in the right direction, my dear. Anytime we don't fall back, we're going in the right direction. Hello, Miss Helen. All right, let me see. I know I have some other folks here. Let me see. All right, who else do we have? So we have Rosina, Melanie, Shakti. I want to make sure. Thank you. We have Melanie next, please. Melanie, are you still here? Her name loud and clear. Melanie going once. Melanie going twice. Shakti, I got you next, my dear. I thought I saw something flying through my thing. All right. Shakti, it is. You're welcome. So Shakti, for you, we have the angel deck. Is it Katian? That's beautiful. Did I say that right? I think I need to have like a separate ticker running down somewhere that shows, that has a disclaimer that I'm bad with names. Just so you know. Caitlin, I would have never got that. I would have never got that. Caitlin. Okay. I really apologize. I messed that up so bad. I'm so sorry. Well, it's still beautiful. I love the spell. And I'm sure, like my name, you probably go through hell trying to trying to correct people with the pronunciation. I get Diana, Deidre. They add all kinds of letters in there. I'm like, nope, it's Dana. Wow, Shakti, you have some very powerful cards here, my friend. Okay, so yours is the angel deck. Your first card is power and intention. Your second card is honesty and communication. Where are we? And your third card is intuition and downloads. I want you to just focus on that there for a moment. And I'm getting so much energy, like heat energy coming from this as I'm connecting. That power and intention, and the reason that this is really sticking out for me here, this part here, the reason that that's really starting to come out is that power and intention is I don't know if you are aware of how magical your words are and your vibration. And if you're using that to the highest that you can, because one of the things that I'm hearing, like I'm speaking, but I'm listening, but one of the things that I'm getting is um, just manifesting, like master manifester. Yes, true. I keep hearing master manifester. And that comes with, yes, that power, yes, that intention, but also connecting to your emotions, right? Being super self aware of your emotions, being so aware of the energy that's behind the words when you're saying things and they're starting to come through. You think about someone and they show up. Recently got a lot more aware, especially with my words. Very good. That honesty and communication, geez Louise. It like turned up 50 degrees in here all of a sudden. That honesty and communication is that's more for yourself. Like as you're going through your journey and as you're healing and as you're leveling up, there's going to be some pretty uncomfortable conversations that you're going to need to have with yourself, and that's okay because that's going to be part of you needing to level up to your next part. And as we do that, we start shedding the skin, we start, stepping out of the old us and things that aren't for us anymore, and relationships and situations and all the things, right? But as you're doing that, what ends up happening is that you you start creating these wonderful situations and opportunities for yourself, and now inviting people to really now level up with you on a plane that is going to help you to continue to rise. But that honesty and communication is, you need to be honest with yourself and saying, this person isn't going to come with me to the next level, and learning how to release some of that, because what ends up happening is that if you see that yourself, and sometimes that's when we self-sabotage, right? So if you see yourself moving up and you see the people that you care about and you love, or that have been in your life for X amount of time or whatever, we have that loyalty. Yes, we have that loyalty. What ends up happening is that we feel guilty. We feel guilty from moving up, moving on. Oh, I'm more on the spiritual journey, or I'm further along on the spiritual journey, or whatever that looks like. But this person isn't, and so maybe I should scale back. Do not scale back. Do not do that, because that is your path and your journey, and where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. And that person is exactly where they're supposed to be. And you don't need to drag them along or hold yourself back for someone else. Does that make sense? So continue your ride, continue doing what you're doing, continue paying attention, continue honoring your words, speaking, and have that communication. Just say, you know what, it's no disrespect to you. This is where I am. This is where you are. I love you, but it's not that you're going to hold yourself back. Continue to do so in ways that feel very good and authentic for you. Does that make sense? And so as you continue to do that, this intuition and downloads are going to start getting even stronger and heavier, and really opening up everything for you. Now, I want you to also remember that with this is going to also come a lot of fatigue, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, if you do not take care of yourself. So as you're starting to level up and your gifts are coming in, like, hard and strong and stuff, I want you to also pay attention to yourself, how much you're giving, how much you're receiving, in balance. Everything needs to be in balance. And I also want you to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, eating properly, sleeping properly, hydrating yourself, grounding, doing all the things, doing your meditations, and very, very much making sure that you are doing cleanses, not just, physical detox cleanses, which is fine, but also your spiritual cleanses, especially your environment, and yeah, yeah, okay. Making sure that you are even doing some chakra balancing also for yourself. All righty. That was wonderful. Thank you, Shakti. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's been your pattern. Yeah. And that's okay, right? Those things are bound to happen as you start shedding and going through these process. It really gives you an opportunity to take inventory of the people around you, yourself, how much you're giving, how much you're receiving. Aw, I appreciate you. Thank you, my dear. Well, we are here. I'm here every Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you share, like, follow, do all the things. I have my website on there as well. And stars and donations are appreciated, my dear. Thank you so much. Kate, oh, good night. Good night, Kate. Aw, give those puppies a beautiful kiss from me, Miss Kate. I think you're gone already. Let me make sure. All right. Caitlin, are you here, my dear? There you are. Okay. So your question is, what's going to happen between you and the guy that you are interested in? I will tell you about you. I will tell you what needs to be looked at with you. That is how my readings work. I do more self help, self love, self awareness. Yeah. So, and I can tell you what needs to be healed in order for you to have these relationships. But I don't tell you when you're getting married, if you're winning the lotto. I don't know the numbers. I don't tell you when you're dying, any of those things. I do oracle and angel cards. So if you would still like the reading, I am happy to provide that for you. Okay. One more, my dear. Okay. Well, so your first card is hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Your second card is white eagle, ancestor spirit, connect to your lineage. A family wound pattern can be healed now. Your third card is ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. And your fourth card from the angel deck is learning experience. Hey, Michelle. So I will tell you something that you might not want to hear, respectfully and lovingly. This situation with the guy that you're interested is more about you, your healing, than it is about your relationship. And that's only what I'm not saying that you guys are gonna get together, married, have 6 kids. I don't know. What I do know is that right now what's happening with you guys is more about you healing, and I keep getting your heart, healing your heart, than the situation with the gentleman, right? Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Have you stepped in to your goddess self? Have you stepped in to your badass divine wholeness? Have you stepped into all of those things? Because once you do that and you give yourself all of that, then working through those and healing the ancestor trauma. Now, that ancestor trauma is not just long time ago. These are things that are passed down generationally, right? So abandonment issues, neglect, abuse, whatever that is. That comes through in our spiritual DNA, right? In our spiritual DNA. If we haven't cleared out those things from our past life and from the things that were transferred over to us from even our mother, the pain, the sadness, the whatever that our mothers were going through when even they were carrying us, that gets transferred over to us. So it's in your spiritual, emotional, cellular DNA, clearing that. Once you start and you start working through that and clearing it, letting those things go, I really want you to pay attention to what I call the onion effect, right? So how much, because we always think, oh, I've done so much work. I'm so good. I've like reached this great level. And then they're like, oh, wait a minute. So you thought you had that heal? Hang on a second. Let me bring some shit back for you. And let me really see if you got that healed. And you're like, damn it, I was doing so well. However, I will say to you is that move into your truest self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. That's all of those is connected. It's connected, yeah, right? You know what I'm talking about. So all of that, there is a little bit of that darkness that is still there. And that's okay. We're supposed to have the darkness. We're not all supposed to be white and fucking unicorns and all of that and rainbows. Yeah, it sounds good in theory. However, it's learning how to balance that light and that darkness. You don't have to be light all the time. But I will say is that it's the dark spots and the dark selves that we have, that's the part that needs the love. That's the part that needs the attention. That's the part that needs the compassion. That's the part that needs the awareness. That's the part that we really need to go in and say, okay, where is it? Where is the part that I need to heal now? And going in there, and with the love and the light from the other side, you go in armed with that. So then that way you can do that. You can balance all that out. Does that make sense? Learning experience? Whew, yes. I want you to pay attention to everything that's coming up for you, not just with, the situation with this guy that you're interested in, but why are you interested in? Does he fit into the cycle and the patterns that you were in before? Or did you break the cycle and the patterns? Right? And I'll use this, I'm not saying it's you, but I'll use this as an example. If we have experienced neglect and abandonment early on in our life, we will recycle those relationships. Okay, very good. So we'll recycle those relationships. Different person, same situation, somebody that's emotionally unavailable. That's an example. So he's different. Okay, what? And I want, these are questions that you need to answer here, obviously public forum, right? But I want you just to think about what makes him different and how are you going to step into that as a different person, as your goddess self. How are you going to step into that? What are you guys together if you're going to manifest this relationship? How are you going to create a new world for yourself. And is he the type of person that would complement that and be able to keep up with you? Because as you're going through this, and again, peeling through these onions, right? As you're going through that, you're going to need somebody that's going to not just be socially aware, but emotionally aware to be able to give you that support and that love. Good. No, and that's fine. But what I'm saying to you is that whether it's this gentleman or somebody else, this learning experience is more about that working on yourself part. That's what's coming up around, surrounding this particular person. Does that make sense? So it's not. It's very nice that he's there, that there's all these things, but right now, what is the most focused point to this is you and your divine worth. And that is the thing. It's like screaming in my head right now. Her divine worth, her goddess self, her divine wholeness, her love and her light, her darkness and her pain, balance. And I really want you to focus on balancing that. So as you're going through this, be aware of the balance between the two. Does that make sense? Good. Awesome. Well, Miss Caitlin, I will not mess that up next time. Once I mess up something so bad, and I'm like, chances are I won't do it again, unless it's like really, really hard to remember. But I got Caitlin. Got it. My New Yorker. Good. All right, my dear. Well, thank you for joining us here tonight. Guys, you can also schedule your own personal 1-hour reading on my website, www.ethniccoaching.com. It is on the little ticker thing there. You can schedule your personal 1-hour reading that we will do live. I schedule it live, and then I record it and I send it to you. That way you have it. Stephanie, yes. Welcome, Stephanie. You are so welcome. Thank you for being here. 6:30 Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time Mondays. So we're here. Stephanie's saying Augustin. Augustin? Hi. I'm just gonna call you Stephanie. Yes, Miss Helen. I'll get you after Stephanie. An annoyed puppy at the door. He's trying to break in. If y'all hear the door. Beautiful. I love this. Miss Stephanie, I just want to say before we continue that I am getting such an airy, light energy that's coming through for you right now. And it just feels nice, but it also just feels like a breath of fresh air, a feeling of comfort, if that makes sense. Like, you know, when you go outside and you just kind of take that, like you just kind of like that. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now around you. And just basically like I said, it's a comfort thing, like just letting everything is okay. You know what I mean? So your first card, we're using the Witch's deck with you. The first card is Blossom. Your second card is Rejoice. Rejoice. And your third card, my dear, is Create. And I love the artistry of this deck. I want to start with the Rejoice card first. In order for the blossoming, in order for the creating, there is a certain energy that we can put out, attract ourselves to, attach ourselves to. We can be focused on. Um, I'm sure you're familiar with obviously law of attraction, things like that. But I want you to really, and I know we know about it, and I know that most of the time we practice it, and I know that a lot of times we give ourselves that, like, I'm conscious of it, but when you do it in a way that you are unconsciously doing it, it becomes equally as powerful. That rejoice is being in gratitude for everything. Gratitude is such a beautiful, not just state, but it's an emotional, it sends out a beautiful frequency. When you are in a state of gratitude, and you guys weren't here for the very beginning of it, but we always start with, we do our affirmations, we have our moment of gratitude. Because when you start anything with gratitude and you start with love, those are such high vibrations that you're going to continue to attract things of that nature for you. When you're doing that, you allow different opportunities to come in. You also allow yourself to blossom. You allow yourself to break out of change situations. You allow yourself to step out of these self sabotaging thoughts and behaviors and attachments that we have. You allow yourself to now move into what is next. You cannot continue to do the same thing and expect different results. Isn't that the definition of insanity, right? So when you are blossoming, what happens when you blossom? You're now in full bloom. But I also want you to remember something. When you're blossoming and you're in full bloom and you're doing all these things, and some of you guys are, I've noticed that some of you guys are new here, but I also talk about seasons. Do not attach yourself to a particular state, right? Allow yourself to be in the ebbs and flows. So what does that mean? It means that once you know it's time for you, as you're blossoming right now, in the spring and summer solstice is coming, as you're blossoming and you're having all of these wonderful experiences, also take when it's time, and being aware of yourself is how you know when it's time, taking the time to kind of come back and just quiet yourself and shut yourself down for a little bit, harvest yourself and the emotions and the thoughts, and then just go to sleep for a little bit. It's all about balance in each one of these seasons, right? And then coming out again. Now, all of these things are great because this is not just creating, and it's nice to be, artistic and all of these things, but create the person that you would like to be. So, who do you want to be, and why do you want to be that person? Now, if you have a hard time receiving, if you have a hard time connecting with the person that you want to be, I want you to think about somebody that you know personally, or maybe, even like a celebrity. The personality of them. What are their traits? What is it that you like about them? And then being that person, because a lot of times we have a hard time connecting with our confidence, and we have all those things, then it gives us the opportunity to now create the person that we want. Thank you, Miss Helen. I'll get you to next. So it gives us that opportunity. So not just create, again, artistically, which is wonderful because it's also great. It's an opportunity for expression, right? When we're expressing ourselves and we are doing all those things, guess what happens? Our vibration shoots up. We're in gratitude, we're in love, we're in flow, and all those things. But also, as you're creating yourself, my dear, it's the same exact thing. That same feeling of being in flow, of being, great, and just I'm blossoming into this beautiful person, into this wonderful experience, into having all those things. That, my dear, is also that state of rejoicing. So this reading is just, it's a hug. It's a warm wind hug. It's confirmation that you are loved and you have so much more for yourself, but giving yourself that permission to receive it and also kind of working with those ebbs and flows and being in gratitude, my friend, and being in love and not just with other people, being in love with yourself, being in love with things. And I'm not talking about like material things, but like experiences. Be in love with the experience. If you're having a cup of coffee, be in love with that cup of coffee. Oh my God, it feels so nice and warm in my hands, and it tastes so good, and I can taste this, and I can do that, and it just feels good, and I drink it, and my soul just goes on fire. Be in love with everything. When you are in those passionate moments, you're not only just releasing all these wonderful frequencies in the universe, but also chemically, guess what happens? All of those hormones start going. And it's beautiful. And you start feeling good. You start thinking good, right? You start attracting good things. So that for you, my dear, is your message for this evening. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Miss Helen, thank you for your donation. All right, hang on. I'm parched. You're so welcome, Stephanie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your energy. Oh, okay. Sorry. I have a annoyed dog, apparently. I'm sure somebody decided to walk on our block, and so he just can't have that. Any dog owners, we all know what I'm talking about. And that means somebody, if he's howling, somebody from the family walked in. Are you guys hearing him howling and barking? It's hysterical. Miss Helen, you have three from the angel deck, one from the keepers of the light deck, and then I think we're done for the next. So from your angel deck, your first card is vulnerability and freedom. Oops, sorry. Your second card is harmony and resolution. Your third card is signs and reminders. Your last card is psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. And that last card, that psychic insight card that came through right after the signs and reminders, follow your intuition. Those two are directly connected. right? Let me back up a little bit though. That vulnerability and freedom. Thank you. That vulnerability and freedom. I want you to feel safe in your vulnerability. And I'm not just talking about other people, but safe in your vulnerability to grow. Does that make sense? Safe in your vulnerability to not be in the same space environment. I kind of feel like how I'm seeing it, I'm kind of like seeing like a cocoon and you're just kind of like this. Like you're like, get me out of here. I want you to feel safe in being vulnerable and getting yourself out of these old cycles and spaces. And the reason that that's important is yes, because yes, that does give freedom. But are you comfortable with freedom? We say that we want freedom. We say that that's one of our goals. But if we aren't comfortable with freedom because we fear it, what happens when I get that freedom? Is it going to be okay? Am I going to be safe? I want you to think about some of those things. Harmony and resolution. That harmony and resolution comes with, yeah, that harmony and resolution comes, with that vulnerability and freedom. Because not every resolution is going to be the way we think it, we plan it, we want it to even some degree. But that harmony is more here. So once there's that resolution, that harmony is going to come here. There's going to be a peace from that resolution. So don't attach yourself to the pain and the problem anymore, because it's okay to be safe in your vulnerability. It's okay to be safe in your peace. And I think that if you've never experienced true peace and freedom and kindness and healthy relationships, those things can be terrifying because we don't know how to navigate through those things, right? And know how to navigate through trauma and know how to navigate through tears and know how to prepare in those storms. But the vulnerability of being safe and the vulnerability of being free and quiet and in peace and not knowing, what's going to happen next. That resolution that brings the peace, that can be really difficult to, especially in the beginning, that can be very difficult to try to reconcile. But that signs and reminders is your confirmation that, number one, you're not alone. You know that. You know your team is always there looking out for you and reaching out for you. But more importantly, that when they speak to you, when they are there to say, hey, Helen, I got you, you can listen to that. You can connect with your intuition because you have the ability. Everybody here has the ability. Everybody here has intuition. I don't care what you call it. You can call it gut feeling, you can call it vibe, you can call it whatever you want. But your intuition is there. And anytime you don't listen to it, what do you say to yourself? I should have listened. I knew I should have done that. Something was telling me. But that's something that's telling you, and that's that part of your signs and reminders, that's your team. And it says, see the truth for what it is. Okay, so what is that for you? And I'm not asking you to listen to that right now, but I say that to say that when you are going through this, there's going to be a lot of questions that you're going to ask yourself and you're going to ask them. But use your intuition to guide you and to help to heal you. Remember, healing is what I always say, healing is a journey, not a destination. So these are the parts where you, and I think when you learn to, when you just surrender more and more, right, it becomes easier and there's a trust that begins to build. But in the very beginning, there's no real trust. You're just kind of out there being thrown off of off a cliff and fucking flapping your wings for your life. You know, is that right? Hey, Diana. So, but that vulnerability is knowing that I can be thrown off a cliff. I can, I can jump off the cliff and know that I'm going to be okay, that I'm going to be just fine. My wings are gonna carry me. Allow the resolutions to come, allow the storm to come and to wash away. Because really at the end of the day, and I keep getting so close. I keep hearing the word so close. Like you're so close. You're like right there. There's so much more there for you. Give yourself that space to just continue to trust. And give yourself that space for that vulnerability and that freedom. Because you deserve it. We all do. But again, if we don't know how to deal with those things because we've never had it before, again, we all say we want it, right? We all want it. We all want the pain to go away. We all want freedom. We all want peace. We all want harmony. We want love. We want all these things. And then when we really get it, it's like, well, now what? Not real. There's a catch. Something's wrong. We doubt it. This is too good. This is too good. What's wrong with this situation? What's wrong with this person? What's wrong with me? I don't deserve this. And I backpedal out of there. Hard. So that is your reading for this evening, my dear. And we are way past time. But that's okay. I hope that resonated with you. It does sound like it did. Hi, Diana. Hi, Nita. We're out of time for tonight, but you guys can definitely catch us here next week at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Not sure what that looks like on your end, but please make sure you guys tune in there. Show up early, $5.55 guaranteed a reading, or you can get a personal 1 hour reading. You can book that on my website, which is on the ticker below. That's on the bottom there. All right, guys. So you guys, thank you so much. Remember, our mantra for this week is I am magical. This is our mantra for this week. I am magical. Remember to say that to yourselves every day. I am magical. I will see you guys next week. You're so welcome, Miss Helen. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, do all the things, and I'll see y'all next week. Blessed be.